What's good, Bears fans? Welcome back to BearsMediaCo. I am Brent C. And guess what? Today we're talking Caleb Williams. Is he Chicago Bears' future QB1? I doubt it, but we still have to look at it because why? Ryan Poles has not made a decision on that just yet. And as Bears fans, we all know we could go in quite a few ways with this. Some say, like myself, trade that number one pick, get more picks to add more players. Also, we have some Bears fans who say, hey, trade Justin as well as take Caleb, number one, and let's restart this QB thing for our Chicago Bears. Now, this is a debate that has been raging since the end of the season. Now, I would say this. If our Chicago Bears had ended the season by beating Green Bay, we probably would not be having this conversation. But, of course, our Bears did not win, and half the fan base, it seems, probably more like 25%, are out on Justin Fields and in on Caleb Williams. So let's talk about what they're getting. Now, Caleb Williams started off in Oklahoma, battled with Spencer Rattler for the starting job. Spencer was not doing well in the game. He came in to lead the team to a win. Then at the end of the season, he moved on. He moved on with Lincoln Riley to USC. Now in that first season, he kind of was all right. I mean, completed 64% of his passes as for 1,912 yards, as well as 21 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. Now that wasn't bad coming in for the presumed starter. Of course, Spencer Rattler, he left at the end of the season as well and went to South Carolina and had an up and down 2 years over there. Now, Caleb Williams, on the other hand, went to USC that, had better talent and won a Heisman in his first year there, completing 67% of his passes for 4,537 yards to go along with 42 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So, hey, we see the talent. We saw the talent. I watched him at Oklahoma as well as at USC. And let me tell you something. That first year, he was dynamic. Why, Bears fans? He had a great offensive line. He also had some pretty good weapons around him. One being Jordan Addison, the guy up in Minnesota who, as a rookie, pretty much had a fantastic year. So Caleb had that, plus other players. So, and like I said, that line was pretty darn good. Now, let's roll into this past year, a time in which a lot of people were high on him coming into the year as another Heisman hopeful. Back-to-back Heismans that they were talking about for him. Now, Caleb Williams, this past year, but just like in the first year at USC, he lost to the more complete teams that he played. Utah. Not sure how Utah could go up against USC for 2 straight years and beat them, not only in the regular season, but in the bowl games, or I should say, in the Pac-12 championship. Or Pac-12. The Big 12 championship there, Bears fan. Your boy Brent is getting a little old, forgetting things. But one thing's for sure, Caleb Williams against Notre Dame, that first half, he looked like a Division II quarterback that didn't have any kind of weapons or rapport with his teammates. But that second half against Notre Dame, he kind of turned it on, still threw for over 300 yards in that game, but ended up losing. Now, a lot of fans say, hey, every player makes mistakes, quarterbacks, receivers, all that. Absolutely. And I completely agree with that. Now, another thing is, some will say, in the game in which they lost and he went into the stands and cried, hey, the emotion can get the best of all of us. This game means a lot to certain people. I mean, we've all seen it. Fans crying in the stands after they lost a big game, in a playoff game. You know, it happens. But one thing about it, Caleb Williams had still a very good year, completing 68% of his passes for 3,633 yards with 30 touchdowns and again 5 interceptions. That was pretty good there, Bears fans. When we're talking college ball, we're talking, hey, not everybody is going to throw for well over 3,000 yards. But hey, he did it 2 years in a row, won a Heisman while at USC. He has displayed great arm talent. There is no denying that. Now, some will say, including myself, the combine will be extremely important for him, as well as his pro day at his school. Now, in the combine, we know that we kind of get the real numbers, I like to say. What are the real numbers? Height and weight. Now, I know what you're saying, Princey. Why? Well, here's the deal. At USC, he was listed at 6'1", 215 pounds. And I have to look at that and say, that number is probably going to be off a little bit, especially the height number. I've seen Caleb play standing, next to Lincoln Riley, standing next to his offensive lineman. And I just know in my heart of hearts that there's no way he is 6'1". Now he might be 6 foot and 5/8, but 6'1", truly, absolutely not. Now, I've said this before, nothing against Caleb, but we have to look at short quarterbacks in the NFL. Have they been very successful? The most successful one, in my opinion, Drew Brees, who won the Super Bowl. I mean, we also going to look at Michael Vick. We can look at, even in now, Kyler Murray, who played with Lincoln Riley as well, I believe. Now, not saying that height is everything, but in the NFL, it's very important in my mind. So you let me know, Bears fans. Let me know down in the comments. What do you think? Is Caleb Williams a true 6'1" quarterback? For me, I say no. Another thing, I'm pretty sure if he goes to the combine and measures in, he will come in at 5'11", probably about 3/4, with weighing at about 205, maybe 210 pounds. If he's heavier than that, I will be completely shocked. Shocked, Bears fans. But anything positive that we can get from that, I'll be willing to take, because we know that in colleges, they flub the numbers and the height and the weight and all that stuff. And if you watched any of the Senior Bowl, there were guys that came in 2 inches shorter than what they were listed at in their prospective colleges, and some weighed even more than what they were listed at those colleges. So things can change once the combine gets here, but let's look at it. Caleb Williams is a great passer. When he is on time, he is dynamic. When plays break down, he can get out of the pocket. Now, is he as great a runner as JF1? Absolutely not. But can he get us yards? Absolutely he can. And his arm has gotten him out of trouble quite a bit. So, not too shabby. And I would like to say, what his arm reminds me of? Jay Cutler. Now I know what you're saying, BC. You are absolutely insane. But he trusts his arm just like Jay Cutler did. Trust me, you're going to see it. Watch some highlights. He is not scared to put the ball wherever, to give his players, his teammates, an opportunity to make a play. Now that is good in a lot of instances because, hey, your receivers, your tight ends, your running backs, those are supposed to be your playmakers, your skill players, right? So the opportunity presents itself and he is not gun shy. Now I know some will say, well, Justin, hey, he's a little gun shy. I say, probably so. But Luke Getsy, in my opinion, was holding our quarterback back. Now, we have a whole new offensive staff, for the most part, QB coach and offensive coordinator. So we're going to get to see how Justin adjusts to yet another new offensive coordinator. I do believe this will be offensive coordinator number 4. Let's not forget about Nagy, Bill Lazor, Getsy, and now Waldron. So, new changes, we shall see, Bears fans. Now, will Caleb benefit from having Shane Waldron? I think so. If he becomes a Chicago Bear, he will have an experienced play caller, experienced quarterbacks coach, and a solid team minus a center that's prepared for him to come in. Now, the Bears still have a lot of holes, but hey, we have some good to decent, players on the offensive line. We can continue that, and like I say, or trade out and get better players for our O-line, better wide receivers, or whatever. But believe me, something is going to happen, and Ryan Poles is going to lead that charge. Caleb Williams, can he be more than just a thrower? I mean, a guy that really trusts his arm, a guy that's not afraid to just throw it up there. He can. Can he do it as a rookie? I don't know, Bears fans. That is something that only time will tell. Now, I've heard that the Redskins, who have hired Cliff Kingsbury, who was a quality control type coach at USC, to be their offensive coordinator. Now they got a new ownership and they need to make a splash. Would they be willing to move up one spot for Caleb? I don't know, but it's a possibility, absolutely. Caleb Williams, in my opinion, could be a great quarterback in the NFL. Got to admit it. But will he be that great quarterback for the Chicago Bears? Possibly. I can't really deny it, but we have to see what he will do. First off, he has to be drafted by the Chicago Bears. I think that is a fair option. Will he? We all are going to have to see. We still have the combine to come up, so he's going to have to show up. Let me know, Bears fans, what do you think? Caleb Williams, QB1? I don't know. I got to tell you honestly, I do not know. So, but before we go, I got to tell you this. Fanatics is a great company to get you some athletic gear for all your sports, apparel, and gifting situations. So Reggie B, go ahead and roll it.
Hello, fellow Bears superfans. While we wait for success on the field, we can show our pride off the field with official Chicago Bears gear from Fanatics. Fanatics has everything to reflect your passion. Jerseys, hats, shirts, collectibles, and more. Rep your Bears fandom in style while supporting us here at BearsMediaCo. Show your Bear spirit by clicking our affiliate link in the description or on our website and buying something nice at fanatics.com today.
Now, Bears fans, this video was completely for Caleb Williams, and I think he has more positives than negatives, but like I said, the combine, his pro day, will be very important for him, and his interviews with our GM, Ryan Poles. Hey, there has to be a sort of gelling between those two that I think that maybe they can come together and Ryan can be blown away, as he has said, by Caleb, but I don't know. I tell you this though, Bears fans, we already have a guy that's in here, Justin Fields, who can lead this team to better days. Does that mean playoffs? Absolutely. Does that mean deep runs in playoffs? Absolutely. Does that mean Super Bowl? Absolutely. Now, can we win the Super Bowl? We'll have to see. But can he get us there? Absolutely. And we all know that every game is different. And when you get to the Super Bowl, you are getting the best opponent that, in this case, the AFC can produce. So the future is bright no matter what the Bears do. And I'll tell you this, I'll be happy no matter what. But this number one on my chest says one thing. JF1 is my QB1. Let's build this team with multiple draft picks. And, hey, let's stick together, Bears fans, because you know why? Everything is going to be all right. At least that's what Bob Marley said. So, with that, Bears fans, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope everything is going great for you. And until the next one, peace.